what I'm going to talk about is how to raise small dollar accounts, right? Because I know most of the people, they don't have the luxury to start with $10,000 accounts, $500 accounts. Most of them, they only got accounts that can permit them to trade as up to $50, just a small $50. That's what they've got, right? Even if you've got the capability to trade a bigger account, it's just good, and it builds confidence to trade with a small account. So today I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So I have written some key takeaways, right, that you should follow in order to succeed in raising a small account. It can be overwhelming, I know it can be overwhelming, but it's achievable. And the fact that it's achievable is what makes us want to do it. So here at Forex Jokes, we have been raising accounts for a long time now, and I have decided to teach you how to do that. Of course, I'm not going to give you each and every step of how we do it. I'm just going to rub it off, or I'm just going to give you the skeletal part, right? So that if you want more, you can come to my inbox, and I can add you to our mentorship class, right? So the first key takeaway is you should avoid over trading, right? I know this is very simple and self-explanatory, but I see a lot of people getting confused when I tell them that don't overtrade, or they think that overtrading, they take it as a light point. They just see it as something that is very obvious. But let me tell you a short story of how I learned not to overtrade the hard way. So before I do that, the first key takeaway is don't overtrade. As I've mentioned, don't overtrade. The second is set your risk per trade. The third is don't follow the trend. I know most of you are now accustomed to following the trend, but what I'm telling you is don't follow it if you want to raise a small account. But if you've got a big account, then you can do whatever you want. But in this case, don't follow the trend. Know the market. There's a difference between seeing the market and knowing the market, right? So I'm going to explain that, and do your analysis. Most people, they just take signals from people. They just take signals from people, and they don't bother to do their own analysis, right? So the first point is don't overtrade. So I was going to tell you a story of how I learned to not overtrade the hard way. Of course, lessons, they are very, very important, and I think it's you have got an advantage that you're actually learning from somebody who did this before you make the mistake. So when I started off trading a live account, because you should know that a live account is different from a demo account. The difference is in emotions, the difference is in pressure, the difference is in the type of money that is involved. You get what I'm saying? Because in a demo account, you'll be trading demo money. It's actually virtual money. It's fake. You don't care. It's not yours. You haven't worked for it, so you don't care if you blow it, or you don't care if you make some more. You just want to try out things. But now, when it comes to real money, it's the money that you have been working for the whole of the month. It's the money that you have been hustling out there. It's the money that you have been saving. So you need to be careful with it, right? So that's the whole problem about a live account. It's because you want to make sure that every dollar counts, right? So huge emotions and huge pressure is put down on you, right? So let's say with a demo account, you don't care if you blow, if you don't blow, but with a live account, you make sure that every dollar counts, right? So what I did was, my first time trading, I was studying BTMM at the time, so I'd seen three level pushes down, right? And when I approached the market, it was very clear. I'd seen level 1, I had seen level 2, and I had seen level 3, which was the most clearest setup ever, right? So by the time I was learning BTMM and EMAs and resets and stuff, so I knew that this was M15. This was M15. I'm sorry, forgive me about that thing, but this was M15. So I knew that if I had 3 levels on M15, this was going to be a level 1. This was going to be a level 1 on H1 due to the market fractalization. I think I've talked about this in one of my groups, but okay. So this would be H1. I'm not gonna write it. So this would be H1. So what I knew is we were going to reset. So what I did was, eventually I looked at my 200 EMA. It was moving somewhere around there, and the 800 EMA somewhere around there, which was a perfect reset point, right? So what I did was guys, don't ever make this mistake. What I did was, I put my trade there. I had $100. What's happening there? I had $100 in my account. Let's just redo this. Okay, right. I had $10. I had $100 in my account. I'm sorry, $100. So because I decided to start with $100. Remember, this is my first time trading, and I had $100 to trade with, right? So I quickly ended my position there. The first position with a smaller lot, right? It was in profit. Around this point, it was in profit. Then it pulled back to make the second leg. I knew that, and I added another position. So it's 1 plus another position, which is 1 plus 1 getting 2. So I had 2 positions at max, right? What the market maker did was, he eventually moved from this point going down. When I saw that move, I was like, yeah, so I'm the god of FX. So you know how we do it. I was telling my friends on my WhatsApp statuses, my FB status, I was just telling people that I'm the god, right? But the mistake that I did, I was telling people that I'm the god before I closed the position, right? So the market maker pulled back vigorously. What he did, he pulled back to a certain point that I was very confused. He made a sharp move going up. I had no stop loss, I had no what. It was just a fresh position, no stop loss, no TP. So what he did, he moved vigorously up to the point that the two positions, they amounted to minus 30, and I don't remember exactly, but around minus 35, right? And I was in shock. Imagine seeing a profit, then the next minute you are in a loss, a deep loss. I was shocked. So what I did is, I got out of the trades. I closed the trades because I was very nervous. I didn't want to lose all my cash, and I was talking to myself, what if I'm wrong? What if this is that? What if this is... So I closed the position, right? So I closed the positions, and it was 100 minus 35, and I was getting somewhere around, if I'm not mistaken, it should be 65. It should be 65. So I had 65 in my account, which was very, very, very frustrating. Just imagine having $100 and the next minute you've got $120 in your account, and the next minute you've got 65. How frustrating is that, right? So when I saw this sharp move going up, right, I was like, no. You know what they say? 3 levels down, 3 levels up, 3 levels down, 3 levels up. So what it's going to do here is going to move 3 levels down as it did there. 3 levels down, then it's going to move another 3 level up, then it's going to move 3 level down. I thought it was that simple. But first of all, I'd seen a sell from the reset part. But now I changed my vision. I changed my perspective of the market. So I was ready to buy. So I bought 5 positions buy, right? Because I wanted to recover my losses and I wanted to earn more. Greed. Now this is where greed came through. So I ended 5 positions of smaller lot sizes. I remember it was v10. It was v10 if I'm not mistaken, or v100. I don't actually remember, but it was the volatilities, right? So I ended buy. Then from that point, it moved just a little bit into profit. That I thought of any other position, but I was like, nah, I'm good. Right. So what it did is, this was just a trap move to a stop hand, what they call a stop hand. So he continued with the market direction as I had assumed before, to make 3 levels on H1. This is what he did, guys. And I was out of the market. I was out of money. That $100 I had invested ended up being $5. This is very painful. Now this is what we call overtrading. So avoid it. It's a lesson. It's a real life lesson that I've learned in my trading journey, right? So I hope you learned quite a lesson there, because it's real. It actually happens a lot of time if you are overtrade. So don't overtrade and don't overanalyze. That's the 2 things that you should do. Another thing is set your risk per trade, right? If you have got $100, as I was talking about, if you have got $100, you should know that my stop loss should be on minus, let's say on minus 15 or minus 20, depending on your trading plan and depending on how much you're willing to lose. Another thing is, don't follow the trend. Okay, this is the tricky part. You see, the trend here, this is level 1, as you can see. This is level 1, and this is level 2 ADR. Of course, we expect another drop, right? But what the market maker does is, it doesn't move as simple as that. What the market maker does is, it drops one level. You already know that you can see this one level, right? So now you are beginning to sell, and you've got your $10 in the account and you are selling. What the market maker does is, he pulls back just a little bit, then it goes down. You see that this move there, it's enough to take you out of the market. If you've got a small account, it's enough. Yet you already know the trend direction, but that small move is enough to take you out, is enough to take your confidence. That small move. So this is why I recommend that you should not follow the trend. What you should actually do is, guys, I'm not going to give you the full details. I'm just going to give you the skeletal part of it. What you should do is you should move on to the lower time frames. Okay, the other guys of the Forex dogs, my other members, they are going to be mad at me that I told you this. They don't want it for us to tell people for free, but I'm just going to do it because I'm generous. Okay, so this, you switch on to the M15. You have seen your level 1 drop right there. So you move on to the M15. Let's say this is H1. This is H1, like so. So you move on to the M15. To the M15. You move on to the M15. So on M15 it's going to be a little bit different from what you see on the H1. This is the M on M15. This is what you're gonna see on M15. But at this point that you're expecting to take a sell there, right? This is where you want to take a sell there. On M15 it's going to look like something like this. Something like this. So what you do is you wait for this M formation to be done. If that M formation was this move that I was talking about, if you were selling there, this move is enough to take you out. But if you wait for this move to okay, then a clear M to okay, then you end up below you end after the close below the 13 EMA. I'm not going to draw anything about this, but I've told you everything. You end up below the first close below the 13 EMA, then you're good to go. From there you can add other positions there, and from $10 you can raise it to 500. It's just that simple. But it's not simple because you don't know it. You didn't know it. Actually, you didn't know it, but now you know it. So I hope and I'm expecting everybody to be able to raise their account. Now you should know the market. I told you there is a difference between seeing the market and knowing the market. When you know the market, you are able to capitalize with each move. Right? Do your analysis. Right? Do your analysis. Most of the people they just take the analysis that they get from other people, their friends, their colleagues, right? So they just take the setups. They don't even bother to analyze for themselves. So that's another mistake that you can do if you're trading a small account, because a small account, it requires caution. It requires intensive trading, right? So let me leave you with a setup. I was just analyzing, and I came across a good setup that you can take for today. So this is V10, right? This is volatility 10. Is it 10 S or a 10? It's V10. Yeah, it's V10. So there I'm expecting for it to drop to this 800 EMA, then we buy for the third level. So guys, thank you for watching and keep supporting us, and make sure you take this setup that I've just put on the screen. You should take it, but first do your analysis first. As I have mentioned, do your analysis first. But I trust my trades that this is actually 95% accurate. If it doesn't go up, then I don't know, but it will go up, of course. So this is our customized Fibonacci tool that we use. This one. You can see the pivot, the GG. Okay, so thank you and goodbye.